Welcome to Linkronicity, where your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. Today, we're going to be talking about removing your link of perfectionism as it relates to your new 2.0, new next level, healed, elevated life. Today's video comes to you courtesy of you lovely souls. You guys wrote in a few of my questions on social media. A couple of you hit up my inbox at linkronicity.com. Thank you so much for having the courage and bravery to ask these probing questions. As you're on this journey, it makes me feel really great to know that you guys are really committed to the process. So thank you for asking. So let's get right into it. A few have asked the same types of things. Some were kind of interrelated, and so I kind of want to address it all by the same question that you all asked, and that is, how do I function now with what I'm doing in my new 2.0 life since I got rid of a lot of my old behaviors? How do I function going forward? I feel stuck and I don't know how to do this or where to go next, and please help. So today we're going to be addressing exactly that. And the reason why I'm addressing the perfectionism link is because for a lot of you who like to be in control of your life, this is hard for you. And I totally know where you're at because you feel lost, because a lot of perfectionistic tendencies are actually related to negative emotions. They're related to negative thought processes. And so that's why you become a perfectionist, to make sure you get it into this perfect little thing with a bow and it's perfect, and you spend a lot of time in that. But when we got to the link of self-acceptance, that's when it got hard and tricky, because you learn the art of self-acceptance, which means you accept yourself, you accept others, and when you remove the link of judgment, which went away with all the negative stuff that we purged already, right? You got rid of self-judgment, and you got rid of the judgment of others. And when you got rid of that, you got into a more peaceful, self-healing, self-acceptance place of looking at your life through a different lens. When you look at your life through a different lens, it actually links to you being at this new, what feels like a crossroads, because you have purged so much of your own self and your identity of how you used to address things that you're second guessing yourself. You're second guessing yourself. So let me kind of give you an analogy, to actually break this down to have it make more sense. Let's say you're studying for a test, and you're reading several chapters of your history book or whatever, and you have studied this thing forward and backwards. You are prepared for this test. You've got your number 2 pencil ready. You are ready to fill out these sheets, and you are ready to take the test. You're ready to go into this mode because it's like, you're going to ace this. You've studied it. You were perfectionistic about, being really meticulous about studying. So you knew everything forwards and backwards. But when you get into the testing room, you start to look at the multiple choice answers, and you start going, because in your higher consciousness and your gut intuitive instinct, you know the answer might be A. But as you read through it, and your mind starts to overanalyze, you go, well, maybe it could be B. And then, oh, I didn't see D that said all of the above. And then you start to go, And then you don't either take action, or you hastily second guess to take the wrong action, because you got to the place of just being so okay, right, with whatever you did, that your old way of studying, being a perfectionist, doesn't work for you now in this new 2.0 world of your freedom and your liberation, where you almost feel paralyzed to take action. Okay? Because you now understand the concept of divine timing. You now understand your relationship with the universe. You now understand, as your mind and heart have connected, and your soul and your human have come into union, you may not understand the bigger picture. As you've been doing meditation, you now see things. You kind of know. You're seeing the synchronicities out in the world, and you're going, I guess I shouldn't do anything, because I don't know. You work with these tools, and these tools are gone, but I have these new tools, and I haven't figured out how to use them yet. Well, that's normal. That's normal. So I wanted to do this video so I could put a lot of you at ease, because I know from some of the things that you guys wrote, like you are like, there's an anxiety, some of you are not sleeping, some of you are, you know, like letting things whirl in your brain at night, you know, and you're like tossing and turning with it, and then and you feel like time's passing you by, because as we're going into flowing into this new energy, you want to take action on things and all of that. So let me give you some tools that you can use and an exercise that you can use as we work through this process. I want you to make a list, and I want you to write out everything that you're struggling with right now. Like, I'm struggling with initiating this project. I'm struggling with my own procrastination. I'm struggling with beginning a conversation this way. I'm struggling with making that phone call or sending that email or doing whatever. I'm struggling with whatever it is, okay? Whatever's hanging you up. And I want you to follow it with, I'm struggling with, and it is perfect as is, and so it is. And then I want you to look at it. Why? You may be asking. Why? It's because when you say, and so it is, you're technically, you're putting a punctuation mark on it. You know, it's like punctuation. And it's like you are punctuating things like you've never punctuated before. And it's self-declaration. And it's your permission slip of freedom to go, I can breathe. Because you're self-imposing pressure, okay? You're self-imposing pressure on thinking you're going to do something wrong, or that you are actually going to second guess. But what did we learn through all of this healing? What did we learn through all of our purging? What did we learn as we rose to the next level? What did we learn when we got into our higher consciousness? What did we learn from doing all of this work? What did we learn about forgiveness, forgiving ourselves and forgiving others? What did we learn about moving forward? You know, really being honest with ourselves about the things that we want in our life, our new bucket lists, our new projects, our new ways we want to live, the things that we want to invite into our life, and, you know, joy and happiness and harmony and love and self-acceptance and all this beautiful stuff, okay? All of these beautiful things that are waiting. What did we learn? Do you remember? We learned that it's okay to be a work in progress. We learned that it's okay because we were in the moment of being that work in progress. And even though I know that we're all feeling this pressure because we're all being asked to rise to a new level, let's remember one very, very important thing. Our unique journey is ours as it is. And it's only ours because we're unique as we are, right? So because everyone is on a different timeline, even though we've been asked to rise above within our own timeline, okay, we're all still here. So you shouldn't be comparing yourself to anyone else or what their timeline is, because your timeline is still your own. So I wanted to remind you guys of that, lovely souls, because I want you to relax, and I want you to be peaceful. And I want you to not struggle or self-impose some of the struggling that you're having as you overanalyze the situation. I know a lot of you want everything now, and that's great. Who doesn't, right? You want all, now that you've done all this work, you want all of these little miracles to pop up and happen now, and you want to take action on everything now. Yes, you can. And I know you're frustrated because you think that you can't, because you feel like you're stuck, like you can't take action on it. You can't begin the conversation. You can't make that phone call. You can't write out that proposal. You can't go take that test. You can't go enter school. You can't, whatever. All these things. And what is that when you do that? What is that? That's everything you just got rid of. That's these voices that you just got rid of. So why are you allowing them? Why are you giving them permission to come back in again? Why? We got rid of the crutches. We got rid of the defaults. Remember? We did. So remember, as you practice the everything is perfect as it is, and so it is, and you're self-declaring, and you're getting the liberation of freedom in your movement, you develop more patience with yourself. And somebody actually brought this to my attention that we're carrying a lot of burdens, and through the whole journey, that's what our journeys used to feel like. So when we don't have that anymore, it's kind of weird to not to be so light. You think well, I must be doing something wrong because I'm feeling so much lighter than I did. No, you get to have that. You get to own that. That's yours. You earned that. That's your human right. You worked through that. You deserve it. So now we have to get in that place of being able to receive that gift and knowing that not only do we deserve it, but we've worked hard for it and we've earned it. It's kind of like getting an A on that test after you know that you've studied for it, right? You've earned that. So it's okay to feel free. And it's uncomfortable for my overachievers, I know, because you want to be doing. You're used to going all the time. And it kind of feels like, what? I have extra time. Or even though you feel pressured that you have to hurry. But you can rest in that. You can relax in that. And so let's get back to the exercise of turning all these things that you're stuck with into a positive. And then give yourself a realistic time frame of prioritization. What's most important to you? If I were to ask you, you have the genie's granting all these wishes. If I were to ask you what your most 3 important wishes are, what would they be? What would you tackle first? What's the most important thing you want to have in your life right now that you don't have? That's the one to tackle. That's the first priority. So instead of feeling overwhelmed or letting that daunting feeling of oh, I've just transformed and I've done all this healing and now I just want to, okay, this kind of centers you a little bit. And it gives you the prioritization list. And it centers you and it grounds the root chakra. And it gives you your power center back in your solar plexus chakra. And it gives you the freedom of being able to rest in what this crown chakra is doing in your third eye of the all-knowing, that intuition, what you're seeing in meditation and your flashes and the reminders that you're getting and what you're seeing in your dreams and the messages of what that first prioritization thing is to go get, to work toward, to tackle next. Now that you have all of this infinite possibility, next level stuff, because you've worked through it, all of your old stuff, to own it that way. Okay? So I'm hoping that helps you rest in it a little bit, breathe through it, realize you don't need your old perfectionistic ways because they won't work for you. It's as I said in the vulnerability video, they're not going to work for you where you're going next. That's why they won't work for you, because in divine timing and in your higher consciousness knowing and in your trust in your new self, trust in your authentic 2.0 self, your gut intuition, your heart knows what it knows, okay? Your soul knows what it knows, and you know you've done the work. And you know that you still are a work in progress. We never stop doing work, but you've done enough to be able to go, I can trust myself in these decisions that I'm making. I can trust the answers that I'm putting down with my number 2 pencil. I can trust instead of overthinking to where you're not doing anything. Does that make sense? Does that help? I hope that helps. Hit me back on social media if you have any more questions or you want to probe a little bit deeper, or go to my website, Linkronicity.com. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them as you're going through this process. I know a lot of you are working really, really, really hard, and I'm so proud of you. You guys are doing great, and know that you've got tools now that you can actually use to move all the obstacles out of your way. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, your Linkologist, here to help you link your life. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Linkronicity, blogspot.com, and go to Linkronicity.com for private coaching sessions. I hope you have a wonderful day, and know everything is perfect as it is, and so it is.